Hello and welcome back. So we are going to move on to the destruction part, rigid body destruction part of this chapel here. So we have all the geometry imported. I have wood, metal, and bricks, and I have the camera here. I'm gonna go outside of it and create a geometry right here, and I can double click to go inside. Let me name this guy destruction. Okay, now go inside and I can delete that file. I'm gonna use object merge to merge in the actual geometry from the FBX I imported earlier. So now let me grab this object merge, and I can go to this first object here and click on the load, and I'm gonna look for my let's see, bricks. Okay, but there are a lot of things inside of it, so it would be better to have something set it up to load already. So let me actually go inside of, maybe let's do the bricks here first. Okay, I'm gonna say let's create a group first, and I'm gonna name this group bricks, and this is gonna be on everything, so a star here. Okay, and then I'm gonna drop down a null, and then I'm gonna name this guy bricks out. Okay, I'm gonna grab these two, Control C, and go back to the metal, and here Control V, paste, and connect that. And this group will be the metal, and this is gonna be the metal out. Alright, moving on to the wood, just repeat that process one more time. This guy will be wood and wood out. Okay, that's gonna give me, that's gonna give me the node that I can load from here. So again, go back to my object merge. I'm gonna go for bricks out now and accept it. It's gonna give me the bricks, but apparently it's too big. If you look on the outside of the object, you can see this guy is actually much bigger than the original model. So to fix that, you can go ahead and select the transform and change that to into this object. That's gonna fix that problem. Okay, so now we have the correct size. Let me go ahead and click on the plus button to get another one, and here I'm going to load my metal here. So metal out, accept one more for the bricks, actually for the woods. So woods right here, and load woods out. Okay, now I have all the models imported. Now somehow this FBX have this little problem here. If I go select this face and then translate it out, it's not really fused for some reason, as you can see. So I'm gonna fix that by using a fuse node. Let me delete that edit and create a fuse. Okay, this fuse should fix that problem. Let me give it one more 0 on the distance, so that it's guaranteed to fuse only the exactly the points that are right on top of each other. Now this guy is now fused. Okay, let me delete that edit. Alright, now let's move on to actually create the shattering. Okay, now let's do the simple one first. I'm gonna go ahead and drag out a let's do a delete. And the delete here, I'm gonna use the, let's do the metal here first. So delete metal, and choose the operation to delete non-selected. That's gonna give me the metal. Cool. I'm gonna call this guy metal, and then I'm gonna do the shattering for this guy. Actually disable that, and let's press the P button to show the attribute here. That's gonna give me more space to work with. Okay, so metal here, I'm gonna go do a scatter But as you can see, when I scatter, I got a lot of points. If I want to have lesser point, I can lower down the total point count. All right. But I do have a problem though. I don't have any points scattered, either the window or those horns. Now if I want that, I should actually scatter the points on the horn and the window differently than the primary body here. Okay, so let me go ahead and drop down actually group this guy in the middle. So press S and 3 button, actually 4 button, to go to primitive mode. I'm gonna double click to select all the faces here on the main body, and I'm gonna press tab and tap in group. That's gonna give me a group, and I'm gonna call this group main. Okay, cool. Now I'm gonna create a attribute wrangle, and this attribute wrangle will be operated on the primitive level. I'm gonna type in some code. If I can make this bigger, I guess I can't. So I'm gonna go back to this here. It's easier for you to see. Okay. So what I need is actually, whoops, what's going on here? What I need is actually define the density for the scatter differently. I'm gonna check if the group main is true. If it's true, then we do float at density will be equals to channel main scatter density. Else, for the others, F density will be equals to channel other scatter density. Okay. Now if I go click on this create channels, it's going to create those 2 channels I defined here. Now main scatter density can be, let's try 1, and others can be 10. And then I'm gonna go create the scatter again. Now this time the scatter will not use the false total count, but I'm gonna use the density attribute. As you can see now, I can really define the density of the window and the horn and that cross on the top differently compared to the main body. Let me check off the max point, check off relax iteration, so that I'm having more random results. Now I can change the density scale down, but I can go back and crank up the other density to something higher, like let's try 50. Okay, I should get some of the points back. Cool. Now you can go more detail if you don't want that much on the window here. I think I'm okay with it. Maybe just a little lower. Maybe higher here and lower here. Let's try 25. Okay, cool. Now moving on, I'm gonna do Voronoi fracture. Connect that to the bottom of the scatter. That's gonna give me the fracturing of the metal part. Okay. Now there's something more you can do just to make things a little bit more interesting. I'm gonna drag out another scatter. For this scatter here, I'm gonna go for very little point count, just maybe that much. Okay. And then I'm gonna create a copy and transform node, and I'm gonna copy it 5 times, maybe 10 times. And then I'm gonna create a point jitter. This is gonna jitter the point around. So I duplicate this point, these original points, 10 times, but now they're right on top of each other. That's why I'm doing this point jitter here, just to make them scatter around. I can change the scale to define like how far away they will be jittered. And that's going to be those high density shatter points that I can use. So I'm going to now merge the scatter, the original scatter to the new scatter together, and that's going to go to the fracturing. Okay. Now if you look at the results, we should get some more interesting part, like those high density part will have more smaller detail. Okay, just to make the shattering more interesting. Okay, let's see if I can just make the scale a little smaller. Okay, as you can see, the update down the way. Cool. Let's say this is good. I'm going to drag down from Voronoi fracture and tap in a no. Before that, let me also create a attribute Rango here, and I'm gonna create a attribute on the primitive level called s at part equals to metal, just to make sure that I do remember what they are, because they do have the metal group, but the new face created for the inside face of the fracturing, this face is on the inside, like that one, they will not have that group, so we have to manually tell it, create a attribute here, just in case we need to reference to this part. Okay, now I'm going to call this guy metal fractured. Okay, so that's going to be the fracture for the metal. Final step, I can grab all these things here and create a backdrop or network box and drag it over to the side. I can double click here to name it metal fracture. Okay, this way it's easier to manage things and move things around. Okay, that's gonna be it for this tutorial. In the next one, we're gonna move on to fracture other parts. So see you next time.